What if 3 simple sentences could linger in her mind long after the night ends? I'm not talking about the usual stuff, like telling her she's pretty or has nice eyes. Those are fine, sure, but they're gone as quick as they're said, like a breeze that barely rustles the leaves. No, what I've got for you today is different. These are words that stick, words that spark something deep, that make her pause and wonder about you when she's lying in bed, staring at the ceiling with the moonlight spilling across the room. This isn't about looks or flashy moves. It's about how you make her feel. And trust me, you're about to learn how to do that in a way she won't forget. Imagine you're sitting with her, maybe at a bar with the hum of voices all around, or out on a porch with crickets chirping 100 yards off. The air's got that electric buzz, the kind you feel when something's about to shift. You don't need to shout or try too hard. You just lean in a little, let your voice drop, and say something real, something that catches her off guard. Not the safe, predictable stuff she's heard 1,000,000 times, but words that feel like they slipped out, raw and honest. The kind that make her heart skip, even if she plays it cool in the moment. Because later, when she's alone, those words will creep back in, quiet at first, then loud enough to keep her up. This is about you showing up steady, strong and real, not chasing her approval, but letting her see there's more to you than meets the eye. I've got 3 compliments coming your way, simple, powerful, and a little dangerous. Ready to hear them? Stick with me, because once you do, you'll wonder why you ever settled for anything less. Let's dive in. What if you could say something so simple, yet so electric, that it keeps her tossing and turning all night, wondering about you? Let me introduce you to the first compliment that's anything but ordinary. There's something about you that drives me crazy, but I can't quite figure it out. This isn't your run-of-the-mill, your beautiful line that she's heard from every guy at the bar. No, this is deeper, raw, real, and a little mysterious. It's like tossing a pebble into a still lake and watching the ripples spread out for miles. You're not just telling her she's nice to look at, you're saying she's got a pull, a vibe, something that's got you hooked, and you're not even sure why. That's the kind of thing that sticks with her, that sneaks into her thoughts when the world gets quiet. Picture this, you're out with her, maybe at a cozy diner with the smell of fries in the air, or sitting on a park bench with the sun dipping low, painting the sky in streaks of orange and pink. She's laughing at something dumb you said, or maybe she's telling you about how she spent 5 hours chasing a sunset up a trail last summer. The moment feels easy, alive. You don't rush it. You wait. Let the conversation breathe. Then, when she's not expecting it, you lean in just a touch, drop your voice like it's a secret, and say, "There's something about you that drives me crazy, but I can't quite figure it out." Don't overdo it. Just let it roll out, slow and steady, like you're feeling it right then and there. Maybe you catch her eye for a second longer than usual, then pull back. Let it hang in the air, unfinished. Here's why this works. You're not handing her a neat little package she can tuck away and forget. You're giving her a puzzle, one she can't help but pick at. She's thinking, what does he mean? What's driving him crazy? Is it my laugh? The way I talk? You've lit a spark, and now she's the one fanning it. Women don't just want to be seen, they want to be felt. They want to know they've got something that rattles you, that makes you pause, that pulls you in like a magnet across a 10-foot room. When you say this, you're telling her she's not just another face. She's a force, a mystery, something wild that's got you spinning. And that's what gets under her skin. But it's all in how you play it. Don't force it. Let it come when the moment's right. Maybe she's teasing you, tossing her hair back with that little smirk, and you feel that tug in your chest. That's your cue. Say it like it slipped out, like you couldn't hold it back, like she's doing something to you without even trying. There's something about you that drives me crazy, but I can't quite figure it out. Then ease off. Don't explain it. Don't laugh it off. Just let her sit with it. She might brush it off at first, say something like, "Oh, come on," with a grin. But inside, she's already turning it over in her head. Later, when she's home, kicking off her shoes, replaying the night, those words will creep back. She'll wonder what you saw, what you felt, what made you say it. This isn't about chasing her. It's about standing your ground, showing her you're paying attention, that you're not just coasting through. You're a man who feels things, who notices things, and you're not afraid to let it show. That's your power. Say it with that quiet strength. Let her wrestle with the mystery, and watch how she starts looking at you differently. Want to know what's next? Hang tight. We've got more fire coming your way. What if you could drop a line so bold, so unexpected, that it flips her whole world upside down in a heartbeat? Let's talk about the second compliment that's got some real heat. I probably shouldn't say this, but damn, you're dangerous. This isn't the kind of thing you toss out lightly. It's got weight, edge, and a little risk. You're not just calling her pretty or sweet. You're saying she's got a spark that could burn the whole place down, and you're the one feeling the heat. It's like handing her a match and daring her to strike it. Say this right, and she'll be replaying it in her head for hours, wondering what kind of trouble she's stirring up in you. Imagine the scene. You're with her, maybe at a bar with the clink of glasses and a low hum of chatter, or out on a rooftop with the city lights sprawling out for miles below. The vibe's good. She's throwing you a playful jab, maybe about how you can't keep up with her sarcasm, or she's leaning in close, her laugh cutting through the air like a shot. You feel it, that pull, that buzz between you. The moment's ripe. You don't blurt it out like some nervous kid. No, you wait, let the tension build just a bit. Then you lock eyes, lower your voice like it's a confession you're half trying to hold back, and say, "I probably shouldn't say this, but damn, you're dangerous." Let it roll out slow, rough around the edges, like it slipped past your better judgment. Maybe you shake your head a little, like you're in over your head. Then ease back. Don't linger. Don't explain. Why does this hit so hard? Because you're not just feeding her ego, you're flipping the script. She's not used to being the one who throws a guy off his game. Most dudes stick to safe stuff. You're gorgeous. You're fun. Nice, but it's like tossing a pebble into a puddle. This is a boulder crashing into a lake. You're telling her she's got power. Real, raw, untamed power that's messing with you. She's not just a pretty face, she's a force, a wildfire, something that could wreck you if you're not careful. And that's the kind of thing that gets her heart racing. She's thinking, dangerous, me, what's he seeing that I don't? You've just handed her a mirror she didn't know she needed, and now she's staring into it. But here's the trick, you've got to own it. Say it like you mean it, like she's already got you on the ropes, but you're still standing tall. Picture her teasing you. Maybe she's tossing her hair, giving you that look that says she knows she's got the upper hand. That's your shot. Lean in just enough to feel the air shift, let your voice drop low, and hit her with, "I probably shouldn't say this, but damn, you're dangerous." Then pull back, smirk if you want, but don't overplay it. Let her sit with it. She might laugh it off, say, "Oh please," with a grin, but don't be fooled. Inside, her mind's spinning. She's wondering what you meant, why you said it, what kind of trouble she's stirring up in you. And later, when she's kicking back at home, the room quiet except for the hum of the fridge, That's when it'll sink in. She'll feel that little jolt again, hear your voice in her head, rough and real. This isn't about chasing her, it's about showing her you're not afraid to feel something and say it out loud. You're steady, grounded, but she's shaking something loose in you, and you're letting her know it. That's your strength, not bending, not breaking, just standing there and calling it like you see it. You don't need her to agree or blush, you're good either way. Say it with that quiet fire, let her wrestle with the weight of it, and watch how she starts looking at you like you're the one who's dangerous. Ready for more? We're just getting started, stick around. What if you could let her see, just for a split second, that she's breaking through your walls without even trying? That's the raw electric pull of saying, you have no idea how hard it is to look at you and not touch you. This isn't some smooth talker line you pull out of a playbook. It's a confession, a crack in the armor that feels real, unguarded, and a little reckless. You're not just complimenting her, you're letting her peek at the fire she's stirring up in you, all while keeping yourself in check. Say this right, and she'll be replaying that moment in her head all night, feeling the weight of what you didn't do as much as what you said. Picture it, you're with her, maybe at a quiet spot by the lake, the water stretching out 100 yards under a fading sky, or in a dimly lit room with the flicker of a candle throwing shadows on the wall. The air's thick with something unspoken. She's close, maybe brushing her hair back, her voice soft as she tells you about her day. You're listening, nodding, but there's this pull, this heat building up in your chest. You don't plan it, it just happens. You catch her eye, let your breath hitch just a little, and say, you have no idea how hard it is to look at you and not touch you. Keep it low, rough, like it's spilling out before you can stop it. Maybe your hand twitches, like you're fighting yourself, but you don't move. You hold steady, let the words do the work. This hits because it's not safe or polished. It's human. You're showing her she's got power over you, that something about her, maybe the way her lips curve when she smiles, or how her eyes catch the light, is testing every ounce of your restraint. Most guys stick to easy stuff. You're so pretty, you've got a great smile. That's fine, but it's like a whisper in a storm, gone in a second. This is a thunderclap. She feels it, the tension, the want, the fact that you're right there but not giving in. She's thinking, he's holding back. Why? What would happen if he didn't? You've just lit a match and handed it to her imagination. But here's the key, you don't overplay it. Say it when the moment's heavy. Maybe she's leaning in, laughing at something you said, and you feel that tug, that ache to close the gap. Let it slip out like it's too big to keep inside. You have no idea how hard it is to look at you and not touch you. Then pull back, shift your gaze, take a sip of your drink, act like you didn't just drop a bomb. She might freeze for a second, her breath catching, or play it off with a shy, "Oh really?" But don't be fooled inside, her mind's racing. She's picturing it now, your hand reaching out, the space between you disappearing, and later when she's home, curled up under a blanket with the clock ticking past midnight, that's when it'll hit her full force. She'll hear your voice again, feel that shiver down her spine, and wonder what it'd be like if you let go. This isn't about chasing, it's about standing firm, showing her you feel something real, but you're not a slave to it. You're in control, even when she's shaking you up. That's your strength, not bending, not breaking, just letting her see the truth for a moment. You don't need her to say anything back. You're good with or without it. Say it with that quiet grit, let her sit with the weight of it, and watch how she starts looking at you like she's the one who's tempted. Hungry for what's next. We're not done yet. Stay with me. What if these 3 little lines could turn a quiet moment into something she can't shake, even hours later? We've walked this path together. 3 compliments that don't just roll off her tongue and fade away, but dig in deep, lighting up her thoughts when the night stretches out, long and still. There's something about you that drives me crazy, but I can't quite figure it out. I probably shouldn't say this, but damn, you're dangerous. You have no idea how hard it is to look at you and not touch you. These aren't just words, they're sparks, flickers of fire that catch and burn slow. You're not chasing her down some endless road. You're standing there, steady, letting her feel the pull of something real. Picture her now, alone in her room, the glow of a streetlight sneaking through the blinds, replaying your voice, your look, that moment when the air felt heavy and alive. That's the magic you've got in your hands. So here's the question. Are you gonna try these out next time she's sitting across from you, laughing over a coffee, or save them for when the stars line up just right? You don't need to be loud or flashy, just real. Say them like they matter, like she matters, and watch what happens. Will she play it cool, but secretly unravel later, or will she lean in, hungry for more? That's the beauty of it. You don't need her answer to know you've left a mark. You're already enough, with or without her chasing the shadow you cast. If this stirred something in you, don't keep it to yourself. Drop a comment and tell me which one hit you hardest. Hit that like if it's got you thinking, and share it with a friend who needs a nudge. Every tap, every word you leave, it's fuel for me to keep bringing you stuff that feels this alive. Let's keep this fire going together. What do you say? Ready to make her fantasize about you all night?